All right, y'all know we do always push and help wealth, better understand the self and giving praise to the Most High. So check this out. In this video, we're going over the man who fatally struck a police officer whose son was just killed in a police chase day earlier, right? And I know everybody gonna be watching this and saying, man, the son was just bad. He had a gun, he stole a car. But I want to introduce y'all to a book that I feel like everybody needs to read. It's called A Terrible, let me let y'all make sure y'all see this so y'all can see the whole book from the bottom. A Terrible Thing to Waste, the um, environmental racism and its assault on the American mind. So in this book, it shows you that the environmental racism that's done in the communities of Black people. Now, I'm a water analysis. I'm a water treatment specialist. I test water and give people recommendations for their water. And this career path that I chose made me research into to find out how lead is so important in causing people to act violent. And it's a lot of lead in Black communities' water. If we look at the water and the environment of these Black communities, we understand that it's lead in there, and this lead makes you more likely to go to prison, commit crimes, not having your mind thinking in the right pattern to be successful in society. Now, this ain't just something that I'm making up. You can look at the prison industry. It's a $1 billion industry. It's an industry in making sure young Black kids keep filling up the prison. And people don't want to talk about this. They want to think that it's human beings that just want to be legal slaves and benefit the 500 companies that the prison system contract their work to and be a part of that for free. They think that people just literally want to do that. And I'm here to let you know the real facts that this is a controlled operation that's done to keep the prisons packed. If there was no crime, there's no money, right? So I can go on this forever, but we're going to get into this story, right? A man accused of killing the deputy. Condolences to the deputy and his family that have to go through this. Condolences to the family of the young man who got killed. It's just a tragedy in this America that we're so far on technology that we can't even understand that people are benefiting off of crime, and we can't just cease that so everybody can live in harmony. People are want to be so greedy in money that they sacrifice people every day just for greed. But that's a whole nother conversation. But let's go into this story. And I want to know what y'all think about this. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. YouTube be playing with my page because they don't like the information that I speak. So I would very much appreciate it if you was able to subscribe and hit that like button for me, because it'll definitely push me on the algorithm. But without further ado, let's get it.
Jr. made his first court appearance just about an hour ago, and WLWT News 5's Giacomo Luca was there in the courtroom for that hearing. He is leading the way with what unfolded. Good morning, Giacomo.
Tiffany, a very challenging morning in the courtroom. Rodney Hinton Jr. appearing to show no remorse for that alleged attack. As he was being escorted out of the courtroom, he appeared to shout at deputies he's going to be gone forever, though it's unclear if he's referring to the deputy that he's accused of killing or his son, who was killed by a Cincinnati police officer on Thursday. Here's what we learned from court earlier this morning after that tense appearance, surrounded by dozens of deputies inside and outside the courtroom. We're learning more details from the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office about what's now being called a deliberate attack. Prosecutors say witnesses watched Hinton stop his car outside of graduation ceremonies for students at the University of Cincinnati, then rammed the recently retired deputy who was outside his vehicle conducting traffic, ultimately ending his life. Now, the defense explained that this has been an emotionally charged week for Hinton after his son was killed by that Cincinnati police officer on Thursday. Meanwhile, Hinton is going to be...
Now, I don't like how these officers is going to stand all by this man and want to act tough, bro. Cut out with the tough guy talk. You guys are just supposed to be helping the community. That's your job. Your job ain't to be gangsters. Let me let them go, bro, because it just...
Be held at the Claremont County Jail by the judge's order for his safety until a no bond appearance is set to determine whether or not he'll be held as that judicial process plays out. At the Hamilton County Courthouse today, Giacomo Luca, WLWT News 5.
Now, Giacomo, you mentioned that moment when he shouted out, but what was the overall mood in the courtroom during this hearing? We did see so many deputies that were there for it.
Tiffany, I've been to a lot of courtrooms for a lot of criminal cases over the last 15 years. I've never seen so many deputies show solidarity like that in the courtroom. The mood was solemn, and certainly the jabs by the defendant in this case as he was exiting the courtroom.
That's not solidarity. You showing tough guy. You trying to be a tough guy with this man, bro. And this is what I'm saying. It's like you trying to be a tough guy and show this. This is what's gonna make him be a tough guy. This is what's gonna have people outside look at y'all, and this is gonna promote negative behavior back and forth with citizens and people who's supposed to be patrolling for the community, bro. They gotta stop with this trying to act like they gangsters in a uniform, bro. You're not a gangster. You work for the people. That man did something wrong, but you can't fight gangsterism with gangsterism. They think this is how they handle gangster
business. The deputies just remained silent as he walked out.
Giacomo Luca, thank you so much for that report. Now, this case linked to another deadly incident. The man suspected of killing the deputy, Rodney Hinton Jr., is the father of an 18-year-old who was shot and killed by police in East Price Hill on Thursday.
Cincinnati police have released the body camera video showing the moments that led up to one of their officers shooting and killing Ryan Hinton after police say they'd tracked down a stolen car to an East Price Hill apartment building. Cincinnati police held a press conference yesterday around 11 o'clock to release this video. Officers say when they cornered that stolen car, 4 people got out and started running. Officers chased those suspects. When one of the suspects slipped, one of the officers on scene said they heard a gun hit the ground, and alerting another officer who was in the process of tracking another suspect came in contact with that armed teenager, that officer firing his service weapon 4 to 5 times.
Let me be very direct. We cannot allow individuals to flee from officers with a loaded firearm aimed at them. When this happens, the outcome is almost always tragic.
Now, police did attempt to revive him, but 18-year-old Ryan Hinton died on the scene.
Yesterday, 2 of the suspects in that initial vehicle theft investigation also appeared in court. You can see them here. Jarrell Austin and DeAnthony Bullocks are accused of receiving stolen property and obstructing official business. A 4th person is still on the run.
All right, so that's the information on that. So it's a sad, tragic situation, but I like to get to the root of the problem, like y'all said in the book that I have. These communities are environmental toxic, and the minerals and the stuff that's in it causes a lot of the inner city kids to be violent. And when I say that, it just thinking I'm trying to give excuse for the Black community, but I'm actually testing water in there. And I understand you go do your own research on lead and some of these chemicals that's in the water, and where they put these Black communities at around areas to where it's toxic. And they know what's going to come about from that. So condolences to the family of Sheriff, condolences to the family of the young man that lost his life. We'll see about the tragic accident of his. But I feel like for the officers to stand there trying to be tough gangsters in front of this guy is not what y'all about. You're not standing in. Do something outside for the family. Do something, for him. Standing around with the guy who did nothing is not. What are you doing? Standing in solidarity for him for? You trying to be tough and look at the guy and cause more conflict, bro. I don't like that whole situation, but let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax spaces for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.